It is Victory Monday, 49er fans, and we are going to talk about everything that has been going on in our 49ers world. We had some roster moves, we had some injuries come out, we have a new starter who's going to be with the team moving forward. We got a lot of stuff to look at in regards to the 49ers win over the Saints, kind of recap who stood out, players who really are starting to take strides moving forward, and really just talk about, you know, where we kind of gauge the current San Francisco 49ers. Yes, they're 2-0, 2-0 on the road, and what it all means. We're going to talk about all that stuff tonight. You got a Monday night doubleheader apparently going on too, so we'll keep one eye on the games, but you guys already know what to do. Drop an SDS in the chat, smash that like button, and let's talk about what's been going on with the 49ers right now. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. All right, welcome in on this Victory Monday. The San Francisco 49ers, 2 games on the road, coming away with the dub. Honestly, pretty impressive start for the San Francisco 49ers, considering they go on the road. No Brock Purdy, no George Kittle. Kyle Juszczyk gets knocked out of that game. Ben Barch gets knocked out of that game. And the San Francisco 49ers still somehow find a way to get it done. And one of the bigger stories to come out of this one, Mac Jones really coming out and having a day. And it was really cool to see his involvement in the 49ers offense, just kind of seeing how everything really came to fruition for him and what he was able to accomplish. I mean, when you look at his stats just on third down in his debut with the San Francisco 49ers, 7 of 12, 121 yards, passing yards, and 3 touchdowns with a passer rating of 132.3. That is pretty awesome for Mac Jones getting his start in 49ers red and gold. And no, we're not going to talk about Colin Cowherd's obnoxious take saying that anyone could do what Mac Jones did, because we know that is not the case. Ollie says best defense in the league. It's Mac Daddy Jones to you, bucko. Ricardo says best page for Niner content. Shout out, Ricardo. I do my best to keep you guys in the loop. What is going on with the San Francisco 49ers? SDS in the building. You love to see it. And you love to see the San Francisco 49ers come away with a dub. Ollie says, can you believe we have given up like less than 400 yards passing this season? It's been amazing. It's been amazing to watch. It's been amazing to see Robert Saleh back in the mix. I mean, I saw a tweet. I actually just posted it here from our good friend Evan Sowards. What did he tweet? He said, how do we convince Robert Saleh to never leave? And to be honest, he's got a point here. Again, you guys know, if you've watched my coverage of 49ers training camp, some of the days that I came back from training camp, I was just enamored with what Robert Saleh was cooking up in regards to defensive alignments, all different types of blitz packages and utilization of his players. It was apparent to see in training camp, and it was so refreshing to see because we hadn't seen it in what feels like forever, right? Since D'Amico Ryans was out here coaching as DC for the San Francisco 49ers. So it just really been some time. And it just shows the stark contrast between a Nick Sorensen, a Steve Wilkes versus like a Robert Saleh. Like it's just night and day. It's just completely different. Um, and it's refreshing. Howdy says Saleh is sneaky with those exotics. He is, and he's been calling them at the right time, and that's what it's about, man. It's not only having the designs and the ability to scheme it up and draw it up, but it's the right moments to initiate it, when to do it. And Saleh's been phenomenal. It's really been a lot of fun, and it's been a lot of fun to be able to have guys like the Bugatti, Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff currently has the fastest sack in the NFL right now. The strip sack that he had against the Saints, he got home in 2.44 seconds post snap, which is currently the fastest recorded sack so far this season, according to Next Gen Stats. Why is this important? Why is this something that makes me very, very excited? If you guys have been following along with me and my random posts, you could go back to Instagram, you could go back to YouTube, you could go back to X or Twitter when they called it Twitter. You guys know I've been obsessed with the 49ers getting speed on the other side of Nick Bosa. As much as and that was evident in kind of who I was wanting the 49ers to target at 11. I was saying go get Jalen Walker. And we saw Jalen Walker last night for the Falcons, get his first career sack, really showcase that speed that he has off the edge, because that's what I had wanted. I wanted speed. Now, the 49ers went in the literal opposite direction with Mykel Williams. However, that it was a necessary need. It was one or the other. And the San Francisco 49ers found a way to address that. And I think they found a way to address that in a really smart way, because the 49ers have really struggled with their run defense the last couple years. And so it makes a lot of sense to be able to go and get a guy who could be on the field for 3 downs, just not in the traditional defensive end sense. I've talked about it many times. The dog roll, base down edge, kick inside, rush the passer over the guard. You can stay on the field for 3 downs in that type of role. I still do believe it is going to be some time before Mykel Williams presents an impact off the edge in a speed rushing or a pass rushing standpoint. But again, he has the ability to do it on the interior. And so then when you do that and you kick him inside and you bring in the guys like Bryce Huff, who are situational pass rushers, you can really, really put opposing offensive lines in a bind with that outside speed. Bryce Huff, Nick Bosa, Mykel Williams, Yetur Gross-Matos, you name it. Just guys getting after the quarterback, and I'm excited for it, man. I'm really excited for the 49ers defense. What they've been able to provide, it's been pretty awesome. On the offensive side, we had some news today. The 49ers are going to be having a new left guard for the foreseeable future. And honestly, Connor Colby has his first opportunity to lock down the left guard spot for the future. He really does. So what's going on right now is Ben Barch has been or is hurt. He has a high ankle sprain, and he is expected to miss some time. He was already spotted in a boot after during the game, and so Connor Colby is going to have about probably a 4 to 6 game window to really solidify himself as the starter moving forward. And if Connor Colby does that, plays well, there's no reason to go to Ben Barch. There really isn't. I thought Ben Barch had showed a good amount in a short sample size, but unfortunately for Ben Barch, he can't stay healthy. Ben Barch was hurt all of training camp. Then he gets hurt at the beginning of the season. He got hurt last year. So Ben Barch can't stay healthy and has given opportunity to guys like Connor Colby. And now Colby gets basically a tryout window to be the 49ers starting left guard of the future. So this is going to be quite the interesting development here to see how he performs, because if the 49ers can lock down, their two guard spots with a second-year guard in Dominic Pooney and a rookie in Connor Colby, who's a 7th-round draft pick, who knows? Does Drew Moss kick down to center and potentially fill in for Jake Brendel? Maybe. But the 49ers, this could be a good thing for them, especially if Connor Colby comes out and performs at a high level, because there's no reason to go back to Ben Barch in this scenario. Ben Barch is a free agent after this season. He had every opportunity, and we already know what it is. It's nothing personal against Barch. It's just the best ability is availability. And if you're not available, it's just how it goes. You open up the door, you open up opportunities for others, and if they take advantage of it, then sometimes that it's not fair always, but it is what it is. And for the San Francisco 49ers, man, if you can get you just think about it from a contractual standpoint. If you're able to lock down a starter for at minimum the next 3 years on a 7th-round rookie pay scale at guard, that's pretty good. That gives the 49ers a lot of options. Dominic Pooney, he is in year 2. I would assume after year 3 is when extension conversations will pick up. Same thing goes for Connor Colby. Year 3 is typically, after year 3 is when those conversations pick up about contract extension. So you really, for these rookies who aren't first-round picks, you have about a 3-year window, assuming they play well, because if they play well, they're not going to play that final year on that rookie deal. They're going to get that contract extension. So this honestly might work out to the 49ers benefit. So we'll see, man. We'll see how this plays out, but Connor Colby is going to get the start. We did get some updates on Kyle Juszczyk and Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings is dealing with an ankle. He is currently day-to-day, and Kyle Juszczyk is in the concussion protocol. And I expect Kyle Juszczyk to be back. So I think it should be all right. Obviously, head injuries are nothing that you want to scoff at. So we'll see how that all plays out. But I do think that Kyle Juszczyk will be back. I mean, you also got to give credit to Jake Tonges. Jake Tonges has really been filling in as a really solid H-back for Kyle Juszczyk in certain situations. So Luke Farrell had his first career touchdown. Jake Tonges is really growing as a player. The 49ers had Braden Willis as a third option if needed. So, I mean, the 49ers, they might be okay. And so it's like a blessing in disguise a little bit. Again, you never want to see your guys go down. You never want to see your quarterback go down. You never want to see starting players go down. But it just gives a little bit of a glimpse into what the other guys can do. And when you get that glimpse, when you normally wouldn't, you get to see like, oh, yeah, Mac Jones is a good quarterback. Oh, okay. When Brad was talking about Mac Jones all of training camp, saying that, oh, this guy can spin it. This guy can really probably be a starter in this league right now today. you kind of see it for yourself. And you get the idea of like, okay, well, what does the future hold for Mac Jones? And I think one of the really cool benefits for Mac Jones, as I get my screen situated here, is that someone's already talking about it in the chat. What is it? QB drama already being stirred up. See, this is a thing. There is no quarterback drama. The only way that there is quarterback drama is that if you personally allow there to be drama. There's literally none. There can't be. There's 250 million reasons why there can't be. It's just not a thing. It's not like, first of all, if you want to get into the human element of things, Mac Jones, Brock Purdy, they train together all offseason. So heading into this offseason program and this training camp, those guys work together like in multiple off seasons down in Florida. They're friends. They hang out. So they know each other. Like, this isn't like, oh, you're coming in to take my job. Of course you're going to compete, but these guys have trained together. They know each other personally. So you're not going to get into anything there. And everything that we've heard, Matt, like Brock loves Mac. So there is no drama. And then on top of that, if you want to think, oh, well, Mac Jones is going to take Brock Purdy's job again, there's a large contract that was paid out to Brock Purdy that says otherwise. So yeah, you can say all you want about what Mac Jones was able to do, but when Brock Purdy comes back, this is Brock Purdy's team. He's got the C on the chest. He is a captain, and that is the way it's going to roll. And this is a great situation about what the 49ers have, because I tweeted this out yesterday. The 49ers have a starting quarterback and a franchise quarterback. Let me say that one more time. They have a starting quarterback and a franchise quarterback. Brock Purdy is your franchise quarterback. Mac Jones is your starting caliber backup quarterback, who, as you can see, if needed, can go out and win you football games. So, solid. Pretty solid. And you know, you it is what it is. That's it. That's really what it comes down to. The beauty of this whole situation too is that Mac Jones signed a 2-year contract. And what I love about the 2-year contract, that means the 49ers own his rights and control his destiny through 2026. So let's say a team comes a knocking. Oh, Joe Burrow, you're going down. Oh, this player is going down. You want a quarterback? Okay, we got one. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you a pretty penny. So this is the way that I look at it. If I'm the San Francisco 49ers, I'm not trading Mac Jones this season unless I get hit with an offer that I simply cannot refuse. If I'm given a deal for Mac Jones that gets me a starting caliber quarterback in return, okay, I'll think about it. But in all reality, I think the 49ers would be wise to keep both Brock Purdy, Mac Jones on the roster this season. And then heading into the 2026 offseason, that's when you start making calls. That's when you start taking calls. That's when you see who is looking for a quarterback and who is looking for a quarterback that has been through the Kyle Shanahan rehab process. So I think you keep Mac Jones for this season, and then you can ultimately flip him for a potentially valuable return heading into the 2026 offseason right around draft time. So I think the 49ers are set up, man. I think I think it was a great move to bring him in. I think it was a great move. I think it was. I think it was a good move. It was funny. I was looking back through some old tweets. I had tweeted about it. I didn't want Mac Jones heading into the 2024 offseason because that was after 2023. I wasn't really sure, you know, exactly how the 49ers thought of Brock at that time. We knew they loved Brock, but we knew 2024 was going to be a contract year. And so for me, when the 49ers get into contract situations with players, I'm just like, okay, put your tinfoil hat on. You never know what could happen. You never know what kind of crazy stuff they could come up with. I mean, I heard that the 49ers even went as far as trying to trade for Mac Jones. I think it was it? Yeah, it was after he had signed with the Jags. I heard they tried to trade for him from the Jags. Now, again, don't know how realistic or how real that is, but I heard it from someone that I trust. And so, again, I was like, not around the time when Brock is trying to get a contract. After he gets the contract, hell yeah, bring in Mac because we just know. We know that Brock is the franchise quarterback, and that is what is being played out right now. Brock's the franchise quarterback. There's no questions about that. That is what it is. And when he's healthy and when he's ready to go, guess who's back in that saddle? It's going to be Brock Purdy. So we're all right about that. But we don't need to talk about the quarterback all the time. I want to talk about these two. Can we talk about Fred Warner, D. Winters? Man, these two guys are a lot of fun to watch. I had questions about D. Winters. I'll be fully open and transparent. I wasn't sure. The way that I was looking at this was, man, if you couldn't beat out Devondre Campbell, if you couldn't get onto the field last year when Dre Greenlaw was hurt for the whole season, Devondre Campbell was cheeks. I was concerned. I didn't know what D. Winters was going to provide. And I've seen a lot of people say, like, oh, I'm a day one D. Winters guy. Da 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 da. Listen, man. D showed the potential day one. We all saw it. We all saw the speed. We all saw the ability. He had it day one. That wasn't his issue. His issue was consistency, playing with this like controlled aggression. He always had potential. So, yes, we all could see that. But the question was heading into year 2, it hadn't been realized. So heading into this offseason, I was just like really skeptical. I was like, is D going to take advantage of this op? Because I didn't know. I really didn't. And I think it was like day 2 or day 3 of training camp. And I was like, well, that conversation ended. He literally slammed that door shut. I was like, again, literally went into training camp like, I'm not sure D. Winters is going to pull it off. They brought in Chaz Surratt, a guy that I really liked who got signed to the Seattle Seahawks active roster. They brought in Luke Gifford. They drafted Nick Martin, and they tried to go after Dre Greenlaw in the offseason, and they were unsuccessful. So I was just like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this guy, D. Winters. I know he's got the potential. I just haven't seen him put it together. Man, he is having a phenomenal season. And honestly, he put that on full display during training camp. he was phenomenal. He was phenomenal all camp. He was, I mean, I've talked about it on the channel. I've tweeted about it. I was just like, there are times when I'm watching D Winters flying around practice where I'm like, that looks like Dre Greenlaw. And I posted something as well yesterday. I said Dre Winters, and people were like, "Oh, he's his own guy. He's his own." Yes, of course he is. But it's game 2, and we're trying to assess if D Winters is capable enough to not only fill the role left by Dre Greenlaw, who's a top 5 linebacker, but can he play to that level? Can he exceed that level? What does his play style look like? His play style is Dre Greenlaw. Like that's why when we watch D Winters flying around, we're like, that guy looks like Dre Greenlaw, because we just saw like what, 5 years, 6 years of Dre Greenlaw. And then to see this new guy, D Winters, come in flying around, you know, knocking guys out, just sideline to sideline speed, that aggressive, that kind of signature aggressiveness that both Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw played like. I think 49er fans have gotten so accustomed to that being the standard that they forget that not every linebacker plays like that. Not every linebacker plays like Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner. Those two are different. They're just crazy. They're psychopaths, and in the most endearing way possible. And D Winters has some of that psychopath in him too, and I love it because he has the athletic ability, but you can see it's clicked. It has clicked for him, and he's going crazy, man. Like, he really is. When you look at these two stats, Fred Warner had 11 tackles, 1 PBU, 1 tackle for loss, a forced fumble, 93.4 coverage grade, 95.1 PFF grade. D Winters had 8 tackles, only 21 yards allowed on 5 targets, 74.3 PFF grade, 90.2 coverage grade. These guys are ballers, man. These guys are ballers, and I'm really happy that D came out and let his play do the talking, and turned me into a believer really quick this offseason after I was admittedly skeptical. So good for D, man. D's been balling. D deserves the credit. He deserves the praise. He's been playing lights out. So it's fun to watch, man. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch this defense. We're getting the studs out here. You got Nick Bosa generating 6 hurries, pressures. You've got Bryce Huff generating 5 pressures. Michael Williams generating 3 pressures. Upton Stout generating 3 pressures. Zita Gross Matos 2. Jordan Elliott 2. Alfred Collins 1. This is the beginning. This is the foundation. The 49ers right now are building foundationally, and I'm really excited about it because I think with what we're seeing here is, although it hasn't been perfect, although there's still a lot of things to clean up, I think that's what you have to say when assessing the 49ers' first 2 games, is that it's not perfect. There's been mistakes. There's been issues. But what has stood out to me is the existence of complementary football. All 3 phases like working together, and that momentum flowing from offense to defense to special teams, back to offense to defense. And you're like, "Oh, this is how it should look." When the 49ers lose football games, at least within the last 2 seasons, it's because only one side showed up. It's either the offense showed up and the defense took a nap, or the defense showed up and the offense decided to take the day off. I don't know why that was the case over the last couple years, but it was so infuriating to watch because it kind of felt disjointed. Because again, mistakes are going to happen on offense, on defense, and on special teams. That is going to occur. Doesn't matter every single game, but it's the ability to complement, right? Defense getting a 3 and out, right? 3 and out. Then your punt returner gets a 20-yard return. Then your offense drives it all the way down and scores. Like, that's complementary football. And that's where, like, I get really, really excited, because that's how you can win and control games, by all three phases doing their job, working together. And that's what I've seen these last two weeks. Again, it hasn't been perfect ball. It's been far from it, actually. You can tell it's, and I talked about this at the beginning of before week one, and I say it every year. The first 4 weeks are preseason for the starters. Everyone is trying to figure it out. Everyone is trying to gel. A lot of players are playing together for the first time. They barely play in preseason. So there's a lot of gelling that occurs. But the fact that they're winning this way, having to fight through adversity while still playing complementary football, while the young players are getting active, while guys are having to step up in the next man up mentality, this is good. This is beautiful. Honestly, like, I've gone back and forth with a couple people on social media, like, oh, I miss the days when the 49ers were winning by 30 points. Yeah. Yeah. Who doesn't love it when you just know that the 49ers are going to come in and roll someone? That's a lot of fun. But I get enjoyment in this era of 49ers football with the youth movement, where you're seeing tangible growth and development right in front of our eyes. Like, that is the part that I love about football, but that's just me. I'm a nerd. So I love the developmental aspect of ball. I love watching teams gel. I love seeing the baseline and how they start to build a foundation and stack and stack and stack and stack and get better and better and better, because that is exciting to me. The potential of greatness, the potential of success. You never know sometimes. Like, you just really never know. And what I see from this team, yes, has there been a lot of adversity with injuries early on this year? Absolutely. But amidst all of that, they're still competing, they're still sticking together, they're still playing complementary football, and they're still getting it done when it matters most. So when it does get to that point where they find themselves in an adverse situation, having to come from behind, having just made a mistake, they're not shaken by it. They're not rattled by it, because they've been there, they've done that. The guys look around, they say, I got your back, you got my back. Let's get this done. Let's go out, win this game. And that's what's exciting to me. So last year, I did not feel good at this point. They were 1-2, but that loss against the Vikings last season left the worst taste in my mouth, because what I felt that loss against the Vikings exposed was all of the things that I just discussed that I love about this current roster and this current team, that roster wasn't. They weren't playing complementary football. They weren't locked in all three phases. They weren't gelling. They weren't fighting through adversity. They were creating their own adversity. It was frustrating. And so the signs were there in that game against the Vikings. And, you know, there's a chance that team last year against the 49ers might have lost against the Saints yesterday. So again, that's where I kind of look at this team, and I look at what they've been able to put together, and I'm excited about it. So, we'll see. Again, the biggest key for this team is health. They got to stay healthy. They got to stay healthy to be able to get it done. But overall, they have what it takes. They have the players. Once they get healthy, once they get everybody back. I mean, there's going to be a point where they're getting George Kittle back, they're getting Brock Purdy back, they're getting Brandon Ayuk back, they're getting some dogs coming back. So listen, we'll just weather the storm, weather the early storm, wait for the reinforcements, and then when the reinforcements come back and are ready to go, let that thing rock, man. I'm really looking forward to it. 49ers coming back at home opener this weekend against the Cardinals. Cardinals are playing well. Cardinals have been playing well. So I don't think that's going to be just a walk in the park game. I don't want 49er fans to fall into that trap either. The Cardinals have always played the 49ers well. The Cardinals are playing well. I know they get kind of forgotten about as like the last team in the NFC West, but you can't sleep on these guys, man. You really can't. That would be a mistake. Just like I was saying in this game in the lead up to the Saints, you can't sleep on the Saints. You can't just believe that it's a guaranteed win. You saw how challenging it was to go into New Orleans and get that win. Every team gets paid to play this game. Every guy has a guy across from them that is paid millions of dollars as well, playing and coaching for their careers, for their lives. So never a guarantee in this league. So I'm hyped, though. Good victory Monday. Excited to see how the 49ers can keep this thing rolling. Appreciate everyone for tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button. Grab some cookies on the way out. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to get out of here, watch some football. I hope you enjoy your night and the rest of your Victory Monday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see you.